Make today a red bow day. Find out what that means coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on publication of a new book. The books are in town, and we're visiting with its author, Donna Tyson. Good morning, Donna.
I'm back.
I love it. Third try's a charm.
I know. I'm excited.
Well, you know, the first two times were so incredible. I got so many calls about, why don't you get her in more regularly?
Good.
Oh, well, we need to work on that. We can. But, you know, we got to have a lot of different folks in. And
I know. But I'm glad it's my turn again.
And to think we're 51 hours from the book signing.
I'm so excited.
It's
I'm
incredible.
so excited.
It's
my
are in
Christmas
town.
miracle. Yeah. It is. They're here. And Saturday, we're going to be doing an all-day celebration. And we want everybody to come out and celebrate with us the release of The Red Bow, my new children's book.
It is incredible to think how quickly it's moved on. I can't wait to break that down. But to think the books are in town.
They are.
And folks will be traveling from all over the area. I mean, you get folks who come in from everywhere now.
We've got an incredible waiting list. We've pre-sold over 100 books, and we have about 6 pages back in front of people that have said, call us that week and let us know that it's a go, that the books are going to be here. And save us copies for our grandchildren and children. And so we're so excited.
So you've been calling people yesterday. You'll be calling people today and tomorrow to let them know they're really here.
And we're coming on your show so we can get the word out big time.
Yeah, listen to that. And to think, this happens on Saturday, a week from Christmas, so folks can really make this happen. Now, will you all be open, Red Bow Gifts Coffee and Tea?
Right. We will be open at 7:30 in the morning. If you want to come early and beat the rush, you can come get your copy, and I'll autograph it for you and get a cup of coffee. And if you tell us that they saw it on Greg's show, we'll give you a free cup of coffee.
Yeah, really?
Fun. And then the official signing ceremony start at 10, from 10 to 6. And we'll be serving lunches from 11 to 3 as usual on Saturday. And then Coastal Federal, this is how you know you're doing the right thing, when all the energies of the community come together. Coastal Federal Bank is celebrating their 50th anniversary. And so Ruthie Kearns is put together a time capsule, which is so cute. Went to all the 5th graders in Horry County and had them think about what they thought the world was going to be like in 50 years, and what cars would look like and what jobs would look like. And they put together all this wonderful material into a time capsule.
Right.
And Myrtle Beach is going to bury, but they're burying it above ground in a case, a time capsule right there on Nance Plaza by our shop on Saturday at 2 o'clock. And so we have bus loads of kids coming in, and carolers, and wonderful young people doing concerts, and clowns, and we're Red Bow's giving free hot chocolate and Christmas cookies to all the kids. Mrs. Claus is going to be there, and there's going to be face painting and elves, and we're bringing in Santa Claus, and it's going to be awesome.
Santa Claus is coming in for the book signing?
Santa Claus is going to be there.
You are kidding.
You got to be connected. You got to be connected.
Now, are you connected well enough with Coastal Federal that you got a book in the capsule?
You know what? I need to talk to Ruthie about whether they have signed that or not. We didn't plan for the book release. At the time I talked to Ruthie months ago, I didn't know I was going to release my book.
Sure.
And so it all just happened to come. We found out last week that it was all going to happen on the same day.
Wow.
So we're just so excited.
We have got to make sure you and Kim get signed copy of the book so that it can get in the time capsule.
Well, you know what? I
so they can open it in 2054 and see the Red Bow, this now bestseller.
A classic.
Yeah, exactly.
Classic, right beside the Velveteen Rabbit. It's going to be fun.
And we're expecting good weather on Saturday. Good weather or bad, it'll still be a big day. I mean, obviously.
It will, because we can sign books inside. We've got lots of room. We're going to have free cake, black velvet cake with red bows on top.
Oh my
so
God.
It's going to be fun.
There are red bows all over the shop. Let's get in the shop in a second. We want to talk a little bit about yourself, Donna, for folks who may. Oh, but if someone needs to get off to school now, or to get out to work, let's please hold up the book.
This is the book, The Red Bow. okay? And this is the book. It is called The Red Bow, and it's a great story about a little girl who learns the power of a smile. And she does that through her grandma, putting a red bow in her hair and telling her how beautiful she is, and then she loses the bow. But she walks as though she's the prettiest little girl in the world. It's a great book.
It is, and of course, illustration by Kim Clayton.
Kim Clayton.
The famous artiste over in Conway.
And Pawleys Island now.
Oh,
she's
you're
opened up
kidding.
a second shop.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, just happened.
That's
See,
fantastic.
cutting edge
Yeah,
news.
that's right. So all this happening at the same time, the book signing, and now she's been involved. I mean, is this the first book she... Oh, well, anyway, the phone number. If someone wanted to call to make sure they knew how to get to the store, what's the best phone number for a viewer to call?
Call the Red Bow
Okay.
at 448-8354.
Okay, 843-448-8354.
And if they come to the shop, they need to park over in the parking deck that is
Right.
over next to the pavilion. There's
The
a
pavilion parking
six-story
lot.
parking
Deck, yeah.
deck. And so park there and walk across to Nance Plaza or park in the new train depot parking lot.
That's an easy walk.
Indeed.
From either one, it's about equidistant. I mean,
It
you're
is.
right between both of those two parking lots or garages, which is perfect. And for viewers who are coming in from Lumberton or Laurinburg or Hartsville, they just cruise down 501 really till 501.
Turn left on 17 Business and
Right.
Nance Plaza is right there.
Perfect. Golly, Donna, it's amazing to think so many things happening. Well, that's great. So the phone number's up, and of course, you all have a website, and we want folks to visit that, and I think we've got it up on the screen. But the big thing is the magic of the Red Bow is real.
It is.
This
It is.
This has all come together, and to think we're now 51 hours from the signing. Let's get into that, how all that happened and how it led up. But real quick about yourself, what brought you here, Donna?
Destiny, I'm believing. 2 years ago, I moved here full-time to Myrtle Beach. Thought I was going to slow my life down. Really came here to live a slower life. I traveled the country as a business motivation speaker. I've been doing that for 19 years, and I love it. That's my calling. And the Red Bow shop is a place that I can showcase the customer service skills that we teach. And it's like an all-day tea party. We get to just meet with wonderful people all day. We have great coffees and teas and wonderful gifts and a meeting room. And so I took all the things I loved and put it under one roof. And we've opened that up. And so we're real excited about that. And I have told the story of the Red Bow so many times since we opened the shop about why the shop was named the Red Bow.
Right.
And every time I would tell the story, people would get emotional. People would tear up or cry or go, oh, I want that in writing. And so I went to Kim Clayton and said, Kim, I love your art, and would you just, first off, would you make a picture for me to hang over my counter of the little girl with the red bow falling out of her hair? And Kim did that on a pane of glass, because she never paints on, canvas. And it's just beautiful. And so then I had the image of the girl in my, in my head. And I would point to that after I would finish the story. And everybody started asking for copies of that picture. And so I said, I'm going to put it in book form. And this is one of those times when ignorance was bliss, totally. I had no idea how much money it cost to publish a book, and just believed that I was supposed to do it and the money would come. And so I said, I'm going to publish it. And so I went to Kim and said, would take this story, I've typed it out, would you do pictures around the story? And that was in the summer. And in October, Kim brought me 13 beautiful pictures. And they were just breathtaking. And we sat them around the shop. And again, the emotional response was overwhelming. And so at the end of October, I decided I wanted the book published before Christmas. And everybody just laughed at me and said, Donna, you don't get a book published, in 2 months. You don't do that from A to Z. And I just said, well, I just believe that I'm going to find the right people. And so I interviewed several people about taking the pictures. I've learned lots about it now. You have to take the pictures, and then they have to be edited and formatted and put on special discs to go to the publisher. And there's a lot of steps. And the money just kept escalating and escalating, how much it was going to cost and how people were going to work together. So I picked up a Christian magazine in the area that I love the artwork in, and I called the gentleman who publishes that Christian magazine, and Keith Anderson.
Right.
And I said, and he has Good Works magazine. And
Good
I said,
Works magazine, yeah.
Keith, I just want to ask you to come into the shop, look at a project I have, and just tell me what you think. And he didn't know what was coming.
Oh, yeah.
He showed up at the shop, and we gave him good coffee and showed him the pictures. And I said, I want this book published by Christmas. And it's going to take a miracle. And I know that you believe in miracles. And tell me if there's anything you can do to help me along the way. And Keith looked at all of it, and he called me back that night, and he said, I will take this project on from A to Z. I will take the pictures, I will format them, I will get everything ready, I will find a publisher, and all you have to do is tell me yes and hand me this much money. And which was astronomical.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how I was going to do that. And he called, I said, we'll find a publisher if we can get it by Christmas. And so he found a publisher out of state that could get it back to us this week. And the cost was a little bit higher, and I wanted 5,000 copies. And so I got on the phone and called a lady who used to work with me as
I saw that, your administrative assistant.
my administrative assistant, who was always the wind beneath my wings. And I think all of us have somebody that believes in you even when you don't. And I said, Vivian, I want this book out, but I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. And she said, Donna Tyson, don't you dare say you don't know how. She said, you step out on faith and you tell people you're going to release this book and sell it now. Charge them $20 a copy and sell it. And so I was going to a big conference, and I mentioned in the conference that I wanted to release this book, and people came up and handed me checks right and left at the end of it. Honest and truly, I'm thinking about going into a whole new business. I could be Tammy Faye or something.
That's right.
And they handed me checks, and we got over 100 pre-orders for the book.
Wow, at the $20 a pop.
At $20 a book, and I'm going to ship it to them free because most of them were from out of state.
Right,
and,
sure.
And I'm going to ship it to them, and one thing snowballed after another, and so I took that as a sign. That was my fleece. And so I got on the phone and called a distant cousin who is a Barracuda businesswoman and said, I want to talk business. What's your high stock paying you? And she told me, and I said, if I match that and give you a little bit more, would you front the printing of this book? And I already have 100 pre-orders. I promise you it's going to sell. And so we drew up a business agreement, and she sent me the check, and we gave it to Keith. And the book is here, and it's done before Christmas, and it's beautiful, and I'm so excited.
It sounds like you were surrounded by strong women, this Barracuda cousin and your strong administrative assistant. I mean, folks who really know.
Well, no, that's a positive term in my world. When you say Barracuda,
absolutely. That's
she's
right.
going to get
Strong
it done.
women who are making sure these things happen, and strong faith in God.
It is, and it is my miracle. But it just reminds me that, you know, so many people say, one day I want to do this, one day I want to do that. And if you make up your mind you really want something to happen, you can find a way for it to happen. Don't give up. And I have met so many people in the last month that come into my shop and go, I've been working on a children's book for 3 years, and I can't believe you've released this. And I just go, well, hit the gas. Hit the gas. You can make this happen. So.
Golly, Donna, what a great feeling. Now, is this the first book you've ever published?
This is my first, the first book. I have audio cassettes out. I have 5 audio cassettes. And I had actually written a rough of a book that has a lot of my motivational concepts in it before my father died. But when my father died, I realized that it was an incomplete book because the best lessons of my life came after my dad died, and I had to learn how to deal with pain and not feeling like you were on a magic carpet.
Right.
So that book's still to be written.
Yeah, I remember a couple of your earlier interviews, and back this summer, right after you were opening your shop, and then back in, it was early June.
Yeah.
So now 6.5 months, and I remember you talking about your father, and there were some real poignant pieces in there about his life, and I believe he was a driver,
Greyhound bus
driver. Of course, that aspect of his life changing a lot when he stopped driving and trying to figure out his whole reason for being and other aspects of his life. It was fascinating hearing you talk about that, and you think about how life changed, and you've just been down here such a short time, but have made such a dramatic impact already, even though you have to be on the road a good bit.
I am traveling a lot. That's what's paying for this red road to stay open, and I'm loving it. But, you know, this community has just it has greeted me with open arms. I
Yeah.
just am so grateful. And since I was on your show last, the Red Bow was one of the 3 finalists for Small Business of the Year for
I
the
saw
Chamber
that.
of Commerce.
I saw that,
And
yeah.
we were so honored for that. And
Yeah.
so we just continue to get really good press. And once we get people in the door, they love the food, they love the coffee, they love the atmosphere, and they become faithful fans and come back.
Oh yeah, I saw your manager John on the inside of a Sun News article
Yeah.
last Thursday with the police officer who's real popular
Yeah.
down in the area in the Five Points District. There was a great piece and
It is.
highlighting some of the amazing aspects of
Yeah,
that area.
we really believe in that adage that says, unto he and to whom much is given, much is required. And we are blessed. And John has taken his interest in the political scene here and his knowledge of Myrtle Beach and its history. And he is the chair of the 5 Point Association, which
yeah.
is a big part of that revitalization of
Right.
downtown Myrtle Beach. And then I am working on the homeless situation, which is prominent right there in that area, and trying to make sure that we can come up with fundraising events and programs to help that shelter be able to move forward and move to a more appropriate location and their needs be met as well. And Libby has just been wonderfully open in that, and so we're looking for that to be the next part of that downtown revitalization effort.
It truly needs it. Who's Libby, real quick?
Libby runs the shelter there.
Okay, right next.
downtown.
Yeah, a couple doors over.
Right. And you know, it's so easy for people to just want to move away anything you don't want to deal with. But there is a serious issue here in our community with the homeless, and wonderful hearts trying to make a difference from a lot of different avenues. And we have to come together as a community and say, you can't just shuffle it to another location. We have to make sure it's taken care of in a positive, professional way. And I really believe that has to happen through a combination of the churches and the government and federal grants and the private sector all working together on that.
It's so important to work hand in hand with so many
is.
groups, and you've got other amazing groups close by. Shared Care, you know, with just a couple buildings
and Helping
over.
Hands is there.
Reverend Washington works in Helping Hand right there.
That's right.
Absolutely. It's amazing to see the groups that with a little private backing and a little federal backing and a little state backing.
And if they'd work together, that's the key. You have such good hearts, all committed to make a difference. But you have to have a certain component of size and funding in order to get the federal grants, you know, to match things that are going on. So if we can put them under one roof, if we can get a cooperative effort there, coordinating those efforts, it would be a win for everybody.
You know, it was, Faith is All You Need. I think it's Greg Roll's album that you're selling there in the store. You got us on, and now we're selling it at the Herald, which we're excited about. We hope you'll give us a shot to help move some Red Bow.
Well, we are going to do that. I'm going to give you more than a shot. I'm going to give you a bunch of books.
Great,
and say,
good.
Sell them, Greg.
Absolutely. We'll put a good number on that and make that happen. Well, it's so exciting to know you've ordered 5,000.
5,000.
Which will probably sell out
for the
pretty
first
quick.
print,
Right,
you see.
right.
That's just the first print. The second print will come out in 2005, I'm sure.
500,000. That's right. Yeah. Now, how many? And you and Kim will be signing how many of these?
Well, Kim has opened up a new shop in Pauley, so
Right.
Kim's not going to be there the whole day. She's
wow.
going to pre-sign several hundred of them for me, and then I will be signing all day.
She will be there a little bit of the day.
We're going to try hard
Right.
to get her
Yeah,
there.
she's a tough one. I mean, she's got so many things going
She
on,
is,
obviously.
but so gifted, and she just captured the story of the Red Bow incredibly.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
Breakdown Saturday for us for a viewer who wants to come in, maybe miss the crowds, or wants to come in and see all the kids enjoying Nance Plaza as well. Breakdown. You said y'all open at 7:30,
We open
so
at
folks can come
7:30 in the
a little
morning,
early.
so you can come and have coffee and a pastry, and the books will be available, and you can certainly come in and do that. Actually, on Friday, tomorrow, we have a remote from the radio station coming in.
Yeah,
and they're going to be promoting on Saturday. So if you can't come Saturday, you could sneak in on
Tomorrow.
Friday
Yes.
and get an early copy.
Wow.
We'll do that for you.
Now, have you got any other book signings set? You've probably got a heck of a lot in the area at different dates.
In Easter,
Right.
Sunrise, the Christian bookstore,
Yeah,
we're going to
sure.
go do a book signing there at his store for Easter. So that's the first one. This just happened.
I know.
I'm
This has
such a
moved so
rookie.
fast.
I
Yeah.
know.
And it's Mr. Anderson in, who is it in Conway? Kevin?
Keith Anderson.
Keith Anderson.
is the person who helped me make the dream come true.
Who's really, and he's had some experience in this.
Well,
Obviously, his magazine.
And I think they're going to move more and more into that. I think that they have to be things that really are inspiring in nature or Christian-based for him to take it on. But he did an incredible job. You know, nobody makes this kind of thing happen by itself. Without Kim's art, without Keith's magic of knowing what he was doing, without your publicity and allowing me to come on and do this. This dream wouldn't come true.
Well, now, how about some of the naysayers who said, you know, just be thinking about spring '05. Don't worry about trying to rush this out.
I'm going to give them an autographed copy and
first
put,
one,
ha-ha.
today and tomorrow. That's right. They'll be getting early copies.
Yeah, but that's natural, and I think sometimes you just have to look at the odds. And the reason that it couldn't get done is most people will procrastinate, you know, looking for the people that believe in it. But I just encourage anybody, not just with books, but when you make up your mind that there's something that you want to accomplish in your life, every single day say, what one thing have I done today that's going to help move me in that direction? It's one thing to talk about a dream, but it's another to manifest it. And I think that you have to claim it. You have to claim it.
Donna, we got about 5 minutes left. Share with viewers what it was like. Or were you able to see the book on the shelves kind of in your mind to enable you to get focused? You had 6 weeks to get this done. How did you go about setting the stage for you to really make this happen?
If you would see the response of people when they come into the store and you share the story of the red bow with them, when you see grown men and grown women tear up and go, oh, I want to share that story with my grandchild, you know, that reinforces you to keep going on it. And I don't think it's an accident, the different people that you meet, the different people that come into your life, and so many new people that supported this came in. So I think you just look for the things that reinforce that belief. And I've always been a person that kind of needed a kite string tied on to me to keep my feet on the ground. And it actually feels good for me to be able to have something I'm so excited about again.
Yeah, now
it's been a while.
I having heard you talk about that in the past as well, are you going to be able to carry some of the books with you as you go out to conferences or otherwise?
I'm counting on it.
Yeah.
You know, I speak at conferences all the time, and I think I have 5 big conferences in January scheduled in Fresno and Virginia and in Houston, and I'm going to take tons of them with me.
Yeah, Donna.
So I'm excited.
How do these people find out about you? I mean, obviously you've been doing this for, you said
19
almost 2
years.
decades. Yeah, not to date that.
It's
yeah, I mean,
okay. I'm going to be 50 this year. Can I come on your show again when I hit 50?
Wow, Donna. Good reason to have you on. Yeah.
She survived.
Celebrating 50.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 20 years. And, you know, when you do something that you're supposed to be doing, people spread the word on it. And I'm a good speaker. That's my calling. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. But this may be what takes me to Oprah. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Watch
Very
out,
definitely.
Oprah. I'll send you an autographed copy just for me.
Illustrated by Kim Clayton, The Red Bow. The Red Bow. Do you remember when you first began speaking at a conference and utilize that? Or how do you wrap it into a, we've just got a couple of minutes, Donna. How do you wrap it into a talk? What are you normally talking about when the Red Bow comes into a presentation?
Well, the first time that I ever used this concept, I was in my early 20s. And I went to work for a private consulting firm, and we were running summer youth employment programs all over the state of Virginia. And we were teaching young people between the ages of 14 and 21 about the importance of self-esteem and looking for jobs and resume writing and all of that. And so we looked for stories, because kids hold on to stories. We looked for stories that they would remember. And we all started brainstorming about somebody. You know, we were talking about, well, we could use a story about a little girl that put a red bow in her hair, and the grandmother gave it to her, and then the bow's gone. And so we started doing that. I love speaking, and so I acted out the bow. And over 20 years, that story has evolved into my story.
Yeah,
and we've added all the people she met, and the voices, and the interactions, and everything. And so whenever I would do commencements or assemblies over the last years, especially at the middle school level, I would tell the story of the red bow and act out the different ways she would walk when she thought she was beautiful versus when she thought she wasn't. And it just took a life of its own.
Now, you've got some other powerful, similar, symbolic messages that come out through your talks that could easily be turned into whether children books or even young
definitely.
adult books or adult books. I mean,
Well,
there is...
Riding the Crest is a powerful tape that we have, a motivational tape about watching the ocean and seeing how everything is in a cycle, and there are times of great power and times of crashing. And, you know, Annie Moore Lindbergh spent her life writing about that in the book Gifts from the Sea. And so many of my stories are taken from the ocean. So that may be the next adult book.
That's right. 6.5 months. We got less than a minute. 6.5 months of the Redbow Gifts, coffee and tea. You're juiced. You're happy.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah.
We're breaking records every month. I
Wow.
think we're here to stay. We're excited.
I love it. And you were talking about Keith Anderson, and it was Keith Anderson,
Yes.
right? Getting him good coffee. You all get him great coffee. You all have amazing coffee
We
over there.
even
it's
got
almost
you
broken
in. Now
my
go ahead and
Dunkin'
give me a
Donuts,
promo
yeah,
here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You who drink another brand did come in
That's
and
right.
admit that it was good coffee.
Very definitely. Absolutely. Donna, thanks so much for being with us this
Thank
morning.
you.
Good luck tomorrow and Saturday.
And we'll
God
get a
bless.
copy for your girl.
Great for Emma Claire. She'll love
Sounds
that.
great.
Stay tuned.
All right.
Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Donna Tyson coming up next. When was the last time, after 2.5 years, when was the last time I had a guest that offered free coffee just because you walk in and tell her that you saw her on Carolina People? I don't think I've had one. This is the first time. Donna Tyson. You got to get in there. This Saturday, it's the official book signing of the Redbow book. And when was the last time you heard someone say, have a Redbow day? If you don't know what it means, you got to pick up this book. $20 sounds like a lot. It's not a lot. It's very cheap. You can buy 10 of them. Spread them out to 10 family members for Christmas. It's a great time, and Don will sign all 10 of them. Kim Clayton, who illustrated 13 shots to lead the story, will have signed it. This is an amazing opportunity to get an original. There's 5,000 that have been ordered. The next order won't be the first batch. You got to get in there this Saturday. If you can't get by on Saturday to 503 9th Avenue North, you can pop by tomorrow. You can pop by tomorrow. Get in there. Have a Redbow day.